condolences to Bob Lanier's family and many friends and admirers out there. He did a lot for the game of basketball, especially at our level. Touched a lot of lives and did a lot to help the game get to where it is right now. So just wanted to say that, acknowledge his greatness.
I'm not sure if you're going to kind of do what Steve does, but are you feeling kind enough to give us your starting lineup and if Jonathan will remain in the starting lineup?
Steve does that?
Steve does not tell us. He keeps it a secret. So you keep it a secret as well. I gave away the answer.
I was about to say, because Steve told me under no circumstances do you give these guys that. And I got my phone here, so he's one button away. I would have asked him.
What have you thought about what Andrew's been doing in this playoffs, being more of a kind of gritty guy, getting a lot of rebounds, not necessarily scoring as much?
No, yeah, you hit it right on the head. I mean, this team, when I say this team, the Grizzlies are very, very athletic, quick, bouncy, long, and Andrew is probably the one athlete, that plays regular minutes for us. That if you put him in a Grizzlies uniform, he probably could fit in because he's long and all that. So, we're asking Andrew to do a lot for us. We put him on the ball, we put him on Jaren, we put him all over the place, and his versatility has helped us get wins in this series. And but it's not anything spectacular, so you can't really appreciate it like you may with Steph or Clay hitting threes, or even Draymond getting a triple double or doing something defensively. But the thing he did in the last game, besides obviously rebound really well, I thought he helped us change the tempo of the game, especially late. We changed our coverages a little bit, and his ball pressure on Jones was great. We felt like his ball pressure, and they said it too, sped him up. It's not just Jones, but sped their team up a little bit because he's ahead of the snake. And when he's getting into the ball like that, everybody behind him gets excited and kind of follows. So it's not something that would show up in the stat sheet, but again, like you said, he's been very instrumental to our so far early success that we've had in these playoffs.
Coach, a closeout game is one of the hardest games in the world. Even with your championship pedigree, some guys may still have their foot looking for the extra rest and getting extra time off. So what do you say to your guys to make sure they focus on the here and now and not focus on being off all those days?
That's the luxury of having guys like Andre and Draymond around. Draymond addressed the team, and he said, it was no different for us against Denver. Right? That closeout game was tough. He made sure that the guys heard that same thing again today. And, he said, bring your hard hats. It could be ugly. It could be gritty. Doesn't matter any of that. You just got to try to find a way to win.
To nitpick with a 3-1 series lead, but just against your own standards, how do you feel your team has been playing to this point in the playoffs, and are there levels still to be reached?
Yeah, as a coach, you always want hope and expect more, but during this time of the year, I said it before, you take a win however way you can get it. So it doesn't matter. A win during the playoffs, it breeds confidence, and you need that sometimes to get over the hump, because everybody that's playing right now can beat you on any given night. So, like I said, as a coach, I can nitpick about this and that and everything else. I'm sure they could do it about what we do as a staff too. But I'm proud of our guys because I felt like they've gone out and, number one, competed every night, and that's the biggest thing during this time of the year.
The Grizzlies are playing with probably a bigger chip on their shoulder just because this is a must-win for them, and they're also without Ja. How do you guys plan to counter that intensity and that desperation that they're going to be playing with?
I don't know if you probably know better than I do if they have a bigger chip than us, but we feel like, there's some things out there some reasonings out there for us to want to play well too. Obviously with our leader and Steve Kerr being out, that's a big blow for us. But we're just going to go play hard. We're going to go compete. We know that these guys are more than capable. I mean, they went 20-5 without Ja during the regular season, and they have veterans on their team, and they're confident. Taylor Jenkins is a hell of a coach. Go down the line, and they have a lot of positives in that locker room. We just have to figure out a way to get a win tonight in a hostile environment, and hopefully our guys can get it done.
What has Otto's impact meant for this team over its past 2 playoff games?
But not just the past 2 playoff games, but I think throughout the year, he's a guy that has decent size, but he's not afraid to stick his nose in. He's a very good rebounder, and it's not necessarily because of his athleticism. I might be able to jump higher than him, but he's long, he's strong, and because he's not afraid and he has a good feel, he's a really smart guy. He's got a good feel for angles and stuff like that. He just seems to get stuff done. And if you leave him open, he's going to knock down a shot. And so to have that versatility with a guy of his size and feel at that power forward position for us, we feel is an advantage. And it's shown not only during this playoff run so far, but even in the regular season when we had to plug him in different spots.
Looking at the film, watching Steven Adams' impact in Game 4, what did you notice, and does that impact your rotations and lineups throughout the game in any way?
Yeah, he's done a heck of a job, for being out and missing practices and games, and his conditioning level probably wasn't quite where he wants it to be, but just his size, his toughness. He's skilled too. He can score around the basket. He can pass the ball very well. But that size changes the game for them because we're not playing big. We don't have anybody nowhere near his size to counteract it. And so to try to slow him down a little bit, we have to do it. As a team, we have to do our work early and. We have to hope he misses some shots, but he did a great job for him in the last game.
For Game 4, the Grizzlies kind of stepped up their defense kind of differently than what we saw in Game 1 and Game 2 with the deflections, the steals, the blocks. What did you see differently from the Grizzlies defense that affected you guys a little bit more in Game 4?
Well, I would disagree a little bit. I thought in Game 2, their defense was really good. We obviously missed some shots, but they did a great job defending us in Game 2 here. And, I don't know, we scored 106 points, something like that, and that's obviously below our average. And so, and then even in Game 1, I thought they were pretty good defensively too. So, in Game 4 again, you got Steven Adams' size. They're long, they're athletic. They're doing what they do. Dylan Brooks has been a monster for him all year, and he didn't play in Game 3, and he's the one that is their defensive identity. So when he's on the floor, the way he plays and his toughness and all that, it can impact the game at a high level, especially defensively. And that's what we saw, in my opinion, Games 2 and Game 4 especially, but also in Game 1, just the game he missed. We got loose a little bit. Thank you, guys.